And there you have it, folks. There is Joseph Parker with his next projected move to fight Derek Chisora for the third time. Let me counterpunch. I mean, it looks like it's from something from Tyson Fury's playbook, his honorary gypsy brother. But no, seriously, I think that it's a safe move. I mean, the devil right? I mean, he's fought Derek Chisora. And Derek Chisora, gave him a surprise the first fight, but he didn't surprise him the second fight. Now, the third fight would be interesting. Why? Because Derek Chisora is a comeback kid. He's like the Keanu Reeves in the 90s. You have Johnny Mnemonic, then you have the Matrix. You know what I mean? And then you have the comebacks, and then you'll have John Wick. So, saying that to say Derek Chisora, he might have a bad fight or a not so good fight or a mediocre fight, but then, he'll have a good win too. He'll have something to make you go, damn, is Derek really gone? Does he really need to retire? You start questioning, the ability of someone even after they're past their prime, so to speak, right? So for Joseph Parker has got bigger, muscular. I know people have responded to my short that I let out about him looking chunky. He looked chunky compared to where he used to be. That was the whole purpose of the short. Maybe I need to make a short to counterpunch that short, right? But nonetheless, I think that Joseph Parker fighting Derek Chisora now is a different fight because Joseph, I think he's bigger, and because he's bigger or more muscular, he's able to punch harder. He may have put on that muscle to give him more punching power, So what does that mean? Does that make him less mobile? Maybe. Because what we saw in the Martin McCauley fight, we saw a round in maybe a round in a minute, right? It ended in the second round. So we're not convinced that Joseph Parker can keep that weight up. I mean, he gained 20 pounds. So, and I don't know if it's all muscle, but I mean, a lot of it is because he looks a lot more diesel than he did before. And when he fought Derek before, he was that regular Joseph Parker. He wasn't the Joseph Parker that went into the Dubois fight. Now, the question you ask yourself, will he lose that weight? And I would have to say no. So we should expect the same Joseph Parker that fought Martin McCauley. Okay, so Derek Chisora comes to fight, and maybe Joseph Parker will have to fight due to the excess weight, Anthony Joshua, right? So he's going to know what it's like to fight later rounds as a bigger man. So he may not have that ability to dip and dash and go back and forth. But it is a safe call because he's already done it before. He can make adjustments, but Derek Chisora has nothing to lose. So, and that's if he wants to take a Joseph Parker fight. But why wouldn't he? Because if that's the case, he's already the IBF. So the IBF, number one, will fight the WBO interim, right? So that looks like a pretty good fight. It's an even fight based on, ranks, right? Number one versus number one. So, yeah, I would like to see it. Why not? Because, Derek's going to bring it all he has. And then Joseph Parker, it's justice for Joseph. So, Joseph will be fighting someone that he's familiar with. So it's better than someone that he's not familiar with, But on the undercard of Usyk versus Dubois, I think that's a good move because, see, Joseph Parker is staying on the scene. He's staying where he needs to be. He's like, look, I'm here. I want to be on the undercard because mostly the undercard fights, pretty much gestures that you want that fight of the main event, especially in the same weight division, right? So this is the heavyweights, and I think Joseph Parker wants to be a clear and present danger to whoever's the champ, so whoever wins, he wants to call them out. That's if he can get past Derek Chisora, because Derek Chisora has been lately bringing war. So, a lot of times these fights that seem like they're safer, sometimes they aren't, or they're not safe, right? So, because Derek Chisora may be coming in, and he's going to come with the thunder at least 5 or 6 rounds hard. But you guys tell me what you think of Joseph Parker and his thoughts and his projections to fight Derek Chisora for the 3rd time. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.